The smell of her perfume, the heavy, cloying scent of jasmine she's worn since high school, clung to his hoodie like a confession. When I pointed it out, he didn't even blink. He just laughed, that easy, practiced sound that used to make me feel safe but now felt like a door slamming in my face. I stood in the kitchen, watching them on the sofa. Their knees were touching, just barely, just a fraction of an inch, but in the silence of the room, it felt like a shout. When I asked why they were sitting so close, she was the one who sighed. It was a weary, performative sound. She looked at him, not me, and said, "I think she's having one of those days again." He nodded, his eyes full of a terrifying, manufactured pity. "Honey," he told me, "your anxiety is making you see patterns in the clouds. We're just watching a movie. Do you want a glass of water?" You looked flushed. Then came the dinner where the air felt pressurized. They were speaking a language made of half sentences and glances I wasn't allowed to translate. I mentioned the late-night texts I'd seen lighting up his phone at 2 a.m. The table went cold. She didn't get angry, she got concerned. She reached across the table to touch my hand, her voice a soft, patronizing whisper. "I'm worried about how much you're monitoring him lately. It's not healthy to be this hypervigilant. I only messaged him because I was worried about your mood swings." He squeezed my other hand, a pincer movement of support that felt like a trap. "We're just trying to help you," he added. "But if you keep pushing us away with these accusations, I don't know what's going to happen to us." The crazy narrative was a blanket they tucked me in every night. If I noticed his phone was upside down, I was obsessive. If I mentioned her car was in our driveway while I was at work, I was hallucinating timelines. They were a united front, a seamless wall of gaslighting that made me question the very floor beneath my feet. I began to apologize for my own eyes. I started to say sorry for the way my heart beat when they were in the same room. The mask didn't crack. It shattered on a Tuesday afternoon when they thought I was miles away at a conference. I had forgotten my badge. I walked into the house, my footsteps muffled by the carpet, and heard the laughter coming from the bedroom, not the supportive, hushed tones they used in front of me, but something sharp and triumphant. I stood by the cracked door and watched him pull that same jasmine-scented scarf from her neck. She actually apologized for asking about the earrings, she giggled, her voice devoid of the best friend warmth I'd known for a decade. He smirked, a look of pure, cold clarity I'd never seen. "I told you she'd buy the anxiety excuse. She's so desperate to be the stable one that she'll believe anything I tell her as long as I call her crazy nicely enough." The pity was gone. The concern was gone. In its place was the terrifyingly calm face of two people who had enjoyed the sport of breaking me more than they had ever enjoyed each other.